An eminent judge making his case in front of a UN council, asking for justice for hundreds of civilians killed by Israel's war machine during its Gaza offensive. Richard Goldstone spent months compiling the report. His conclusion was clear. There must be accountability for war crimes if there's to be any hope of lasting peace.
They should be put into the hands of prosecutors, both in Israel and in Gaza. So that's where I'd like to see the report being used in respect of accountability.
But to force legal action will take the intervention of the United Nations Security Council. From the start of the investigation, it was clear Israel's refusal to cooperate with the mission, deeming its mandate biased, would create an obstacle when it came to taking the report to higher bodies within the UN. Israel has been on a PR offensive since the report was released.
The authors of this fact-finding report had little concern with finding facts. The report was instigated as part of a political campaign, and it represents a political assault directed against Israel and against every state forced to confront terrorist threats.
In fact, the report echoes what almost every reputable international humanitarian organization, as well as Israeli NGOs, have themselves documented: the willful killing of civilians by Israeli forces for no military gain, tantamount to war crimes.
The real test for Goldstone's report will come in a few days' time, when delegates of the Human Rights Council will vote on whether or not to adopt its findings. If they don't, lawyers here say the Council, as well as the United Nations as a whole, will lose all credibility as a body able to uphold international law.
Some say the report could be a first step towards getting justice in the long term.
What we're after is to stop human rights violations and to hold those who perpetrated them accountable for their actions, and to ensure that the victims are actually receiving justice and proper reparation. We're also after protection, because once soldiers and commanders and political leaders are held accountable for atrocities that they make, then they will in the future are expected to hesitate.
The report may never go further than the Human Rights Council. But what it does is document memories, stories and atrocities, so that at least the history books will not be able to deny what Israel did to the innocent of Gaza during its 23-day onslaught. Sherine Tadros, Al Jazeera, Gaza City.